Okay, today we're gonna find it, we're gonna fund it, and we're gonna build it. We're gonna do all multifamily today. We're gonna find the multifamily, we're gonna fund the multifamily, and we're gonna build the multifamily. Today is your multifamily sprint. We're gonna show you guys how to sprint into getting into multifamily. For those of you guys that feel like you can't get into multifamily, because you guys just don't know how, or you don't have enough leverage, money, time, whatever it is. We're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to express to you guys the importance of understanding that yes, you can, and you can start multifamily right now today. It doesn't matter what your finances are. You got to be able to streamline this, okay? You're one build away, ladies and gentlemen, from turning keys into cash flow, okay? One build away. And at a time when interest rates are high, at a time when multifamily is overpriced, over leveraged, just like fix and flips, and trying to find the right property is near shy of impossible because of everybody in the market, how amazing multifamily had become over the last decade, had gotten into it. So the prices, with interest rates going down, cap rates going down, prices went up, and there is no multifamily to buy that makes any sense. So how do you get into multifamily if you can't buy it? You build it. And that one build will turn what you're doing right now, and it'll take you into keys and into cash flow. Okay. Now, for a lot of you guys sitting back going, well, does this work? Does it work for me? These are just a few of our students that have come in and done extremely well. And this is Bruno. He's up in Arkansas. And these are just a few things. This is one of his builds, a little 24 unit that he built over in Arkansas. Jerome is honest to God, honest to God. And a person, he's shown it all there. I'm going to follow somebody. So Bruno's doing good. He's kicking butt. He's getting ready to do 105 units up in Arkansas. His first build was a 24 unit, netted out about $1.2 million. Ramez, I actually landed up partnering with. This guy was exceptional up in the Washington State area, working as a tech employee for Microsoft and for LinkedIn. And he really just hit the nail on the head with that market out there. We did a little $27 million development, 24 unit as well, ground up cottage community up in Washington State. Terrence is a newer student, just started working with us just a few months back. And he already has 7 units coming out of the ground. And he's over. He's over in the El Paso market, and he's just killing it. So we're excited for all these fine folks and all that they do. Just amazing group of people. Now, we're one build away. Building luxury homes seems like it's a difficult undertaking for most people, but it's not. Ladies and gentlemen, building this stuff, there's controlled variables. And for a lot of people that have never built before, they feel like it is a massive undertaking. They feel like they feel overwhelmed to the process of building. And it's not an overwhelming process, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, the variables are very controllable, but you have to understand the step-by-step process. We're going to go through that today. You have to understand how to do it. And why do you get into multifamily? And who is in multifamily? Who is turning keys into cash flow? And so some of the biggest names in show business are in multifamily. And one of the reasons is they make money doing what they do, but they stabilize their money in real hard assets. And all of these folks are building multifamily and own multifamily, from Arnold Schwarzenegger and the California market to Taylor Swift. She's in multiple markets, but her biggest market is Tribeca, New York. Alex Rodriguez, he has portfolios all over the East Coast. Miami predominantly, 15,000 doors. Took everything he did in baseball and just went out and just crushed it in the real estate world. Just a good guy when it comes to business and multifamily. Now, Shaq has his hands in absolutely everything, and this is the Shaq Towers. It's 2 projects, and this right here is $150 million development over in New York, New Jersey that Shaq is doing. And the reason that celebrities, entertainers, and professional athletes are doing this, ladies and gentlemen, is because of the long-term stability, the tax attributes that exist in real estate, whether you're Democrat, Republican, right hand, left hand, doesn't even matter. This is a bipartisan that extends beyond politics. It extends to all households and all families, ladies and gentlemen. The problem is that for most people today, they don't go into hard assets. They go and buy a home. They think that that home is actually an asset, and it's not. The home is, if a piece of real estate does not produce cash flow, it's not an asset. It's a liability. In fact, homes are more of a luxury item than anything at all. And so when we talk about multifamily today, we're talking about hard assets. And the reason why is because they are cash producing assets, but you have to be able to position them correctly. Your money is losing a race called inflation every single day that you wait to invest it into something that's tangible. And if you guys don't have the money to invest, it's because you're burning it on inflated items just to make a living. And most people have more month left at the end of their paycheck than they actually do have money left at the end of their month. And so we need to change that, right? We need to have more money left at the end of our month where we're investing that into hard assets. Your most expensive option is to do absolutely nothing, ladies and gentlemen. It's to sit back, watch what we're doing today, and do absolutely nothing. That's the most catastrophic thing you can do mentally, physically, and financially for yourself. You have to take action. Okay. Now, you're one build away from turning keys into cash flow. In this training session today, I'm going to explain to you how to find multifamily, how to fund it, how to build it, and how to take it out of the ground. This simple, repeatable business plan can net you 7 figures in every single build, ladies and gentlemen, even if it's a small little 8-unit apartment complex, even a little 4-unit. And I'll tell you guys, anything under 8 units, don't keep it. Just build it, sell it, and move into something bigger. 8 units and above, you can build and hold. It becomes worth your time and your efforts to hold it. Otherwise, if it's less than 8, just take the profitability and sell the damn thing. It's not worth your time. It's more of a headache than it is worth the time for the asset. Now, it's a great place to get started, but you got to build into something bigger. Okay, you'll understand why when we underwrite one of the multifamily apartment complexes towards the end of what we're talking about here today. And you actually understand where the financial benefits come into it. We're going to go over whether this strategy is right for you personally. You know that it's right, but is it right for you? And how we can help you. I'm going to go over today how I can help you, my team can help you, why we're even doing this. A lot of, if you guys look at what I'm doing, we're building a lot of institutional assets. I got multiple blueprints and stuff that these are projects that we're actually building right now that are coming out of the ground right now as we speak. These are big boy projects. And so we raise capital doing this. And to your benefit, you get to build small multifamily. And as we scale into larger multifamily, and it helps you, your family, and everything that you're doing, we're going to buy it, we're going to build it, we're going to flip it, and we're going to share with you a little bit more about our buy, build, flip community as we run through this today, and how people all over the country are already building under our leadership. Okay, and how you can too. You're probably thinking right now, where do I find the right land that's profitable and safe? We build in buffer zones. We do what's called strategic repositioning. That's when you take an old distressed property like a bowling alley that we did in Tacoma, tore it down and rebuilt. An old office building in Arizona, down in Youngtown, Arizona, that we tore down part of it, rebuilt it, converted the other part of it. When we took an old a Hawthorne Inn and Suites and converted that. Right now, we're taking an old car wash. We just demoed it, and we're getting ready to take an apartment complex out of the ground. That one's in Bernalillo, New Mexico. And so we have projects all over the country that we do strategic repositioning, where we tear down old real estate that doesn't perform anymore, and we recreate and work with the municipalities, and they love us for doing it. We go into buffer zones between commercial properties and residential properties. We go into LoopNet and take distressed properties. We go in and find infill lots. That's where we find our land, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about that today. What does the entire process look like from start to finish? From finding the land, what do I build? What do I build? How do I build it? And taking that out of the ground to turn it profitable. Okay, we're going to talk about that today, all the way to the finished project, to cash flowing. How do I finance these projects? How does the lending work? That's the biggest variable for 99.9% of you guys. Is can I get money on this stuff? If I go in and I commit to this, and I go in and I put myself in a position where I'm going to go in and take down one of these builds, can I get financing on it? And the answer is yes, but you have to know how and where. Okay, we're going to talk about that immensely today. That's going to be the main thing we talk about today. How about the current market, cap rates, interest rates, high interest rates, cap rates being high, values being down. We're going to talk about that today. What if I can? What if I can't lease my apartment units? We're going to talk about that today. How we streamline this process, how we know we're building a product the market needs, wants, is going to lease. How the property management company that we work with, how they go in and how they stabilize and work with us to be able to stabilize these apartments. Now, why would you build and buy land and build multifamily over just going out and buying it? Well, it's a great business, first and foremost, guys. It's something you can even do with your family. I got this guy, Tony Herrera, that came in. He thought he wanted to build big multifamily and get into this in a big way and landed up working with his daughter, his wife, and now his other daughters coming in and working with him. And he just said, you know what, Jerome, you help me create a business that I can do with my family. He goes, and for that, he goes, I can't even put a dollar amount on it. I don't even care about getting wealthy in large multifamily. I just create a sustainable business that cash flows, does build wealth, but puts me in a position where I work with my wife and my daughter. He goes, I couldn't have had a bigger blessing, you know? So just being able to have a business that allows you to cash flow, the tax incentives, and the long-term residential residual income that comes along with it, which is what most people are looking for, you know? It's the active income, but also the retirement income. It's both. Multifamily has 5 ways to profit and stabilize safely. Okay. That's the 3 of the ways is why I build it. 3. And the other 2 are just icing on the cake. We'll talk about that today. Multifamily cash flow and equity make it easier to get lending. Okay. We're going to talk about that. Add 6 to 7 figures or more to your income. More time to do the things you enjoy with those you love. Being able to put yourself in a position where if you want to be able to take a day off of work, it doesn't affect you. If you want to take a vacation, take your kids to Disney once a month, you can do that, you know? Or if you just want the freedom and flexibility to have something that keeps you busy but doesn't stress you out as you age and you retire, you can do that as well. And know that you have a business that's making you 6 to 7 figures on every single build. Build something that you own that you're proud of. I don't care if you're a doctor, guys. I don't care what you do. And I think one of the things that a lot of people struggle with in their profession today is the fact that they work, you know, they're proud of their lives, maybe, but they're not really proud of what they did for a living. And for a lot of people, I know how this feels because I remember when I was younger trying to figure out life, going, damn, is there like a point in life where I just turn on a switch and like I become an adult and I have a respectful career? And that's even why one of the reasons I went into pharmacy school. You know, not because I wanted to be a pharmacist. In fact, I hated it, but more so because I just wanted something that I was like proud of, you know. Well, let me tell you something. When you have a multifamily apartment complex coming out of the ground, I don't care if you're a doctor, I don't care if you're a dentist, I don't care if you're an attorney, I don't care if you're a teacher, I don't care if you're a firefighter, a police officer, I don't care what you do. When you see that dirt turn and that thing comes out of the ground, it is one of the most prideful days in your entire life. And not only is it a prideful day in your entire life, good morning, precious. You have training? I love you, Hita. Go crush it. She's running the nationals. She's running the nationals tomorrow in California on Wednesday morning, guys. So she's gonna go crush it in nationals. Back on multifamily, guys. When we go out, guys, and we're building something, there is not a more prideful day when you take that thing out of the ground. I don't care what you do for a living. You're proud. You're excited to show your mom and dad. You're excited to show your wife. You're excited to show your kids. You're excited to show your friends. I mean, it's exciting, and you're proud of it. It's a feeling, and I don't care how many times you do it. You're proud of every single one that comes out of the ground. And it's a profession that you could sit back and you're like, damn, I did this. Because you're creating something. And that creative juice, God puts us in a place where it's like you should be creating all the time. Okay. So it's just it's a gratifying place to be. Now, close out everything that you have going on that's a distraction in your life. Put all your distractions aside, and let's get started on the nitty gritty on how to do this. We're going to talk about what you need to be doing, where you need to be buying and building, and how you're going to be able to take these down. Put all your distractions aside, and let's get to work. You guys ready for this? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, guys. All right, there we go. Gilbert. Fatima. Come on, guys. I know there's more of you guys in there. All right. Cool. I want to see that thing light up. Remember, guys, I'm here for you guys. The more you guys put into this, the more you guys are going to get out of it. I don't care if you're at work, put your ear pod in. This is a day that you guys should be paying attention to. Guys, give me that one more time. You guys ready for this? Give me a thumbs up, guys, if you guys are ready to push forward on this. I need some love back, guys. I'm going to pour into you guys right now, but I need some energy, guys, on this. All right. Let's do it. All right, guys. Now, when we go in, guys, who is this for? Who is building multifamily really for, guys? It's for anybody that wants to own cash producing multifamily assets. It's for anybody that wants to build retirement with cash flow as well as freedom and flexibility. It's for anybody, any young professional who needs to establish a foundation for family, for marriage, for kids, for anything that you're doing, guys. It's a I'm looking for business professionals, guys. Any business professional, owners who need tax shelters in real estate. This is an incredible opportunity to be able to take advantage of that. I just had dinner with my buddy Mark, who's an oral surgeon this past weekend. And, he's 25 years tendered into being an oral surgeon. And he's sitting back going, you know what, Jerome, I need something more. And he's been probing us for the last couple of years. And I'll tell you that he's excited to be building multifamily. Retired professionals who want to work part-time and generate passive income. It's also anybody who owns rental homes, small investment properties, but want to get to the next level, ladies and gentlemen, not sit in those single family homes, not put yourself in a position where you're fighting $200 a month rents and you're fighting capital repairs versus profitability. Okay. Anybody who wants a better quality of life, imagine how a paid off house and car would benefit your life. And here's what I always tell people. My brother-in-law started building when he was in his mid 20s, and he's only built 5 projects in his entire life. And what I always tell people is those 5 projects have set himself up working as a executive director for a nonprofit organization, his vast majority of his professional career, and my sister-in-law working as a professor at the university. Very prideful positions has put them in a position where they haven't had house payments, car payments, and they've been able to raise their kids with freedom and flexibility. And just imagine what just a few bills will do for you and your family. And for a lot of people, it's not about getting wealthy, guys. This is not what this is about. It's not about going out there and getting rich. And do you have the opportunity to do that? Absolutely. For those of you guys that want and desire to do that, go crush it, guys. But for those of you guys that are just sitting back going, look, I just want a better quality of life. I want things easier. I don't want to have to worry about a mortgage payment or worrying about how I'm going to pay that mortgage payment or living in a good neighborhood or putting my kids in private schools or can I afford private lessons or sports for my kids. It's really about a better quality of life. And that's what it's really about. Okay. Meet a few people that we actually work with. Tyson Durfee, professional cowboy, was trying to figure out a way to be able to retire from being a professional rodeo, and he's working with us doing little farmland and stuff in Texas, killing it. Jay Reitz actually was a recovering addict. Came out of prison and he's crushing it, guys. Great family guy, and his just turned his entire life around. And it's ground up construction that actually did it for him. So just great people. This was me. So for those of you guys that are sitting back going, hey, can I do this? I'm just an average person doing this, guys. I'm an average person that grew up on the other side of the train tracks. My parents' first language is Spanish, guys. They were discriminated against when they were kids. They didn't teach us Spanish when we were growing up, unfortunately. So we lose a little bit of our culture because of it. But guys, I'm the same. I'm just like you guys. This was me back in 1993. This is us in Cancun. I love you, precious. You have a good day, baby girl. This is my cousin Mark. This is my best friend Louis when we were younger, and this was us when back in 1993. Now this was me back in 1995 working it, guys, trying to build a life on the phones and just grinding it out, putting it together. And this is us now. This is my son. This is my daughter that I'm talking to. She's getting ready to go run in nationals. My son's over at the university. He's playing college football right now, and my beautiful wife. I started a concrete company, ladies and gentlemen, in 1998. After a few hard years in sales and business, I started a concrete company, and it was by accident. My brother-in-law, he probed me to go help him get his contractor's license, and he didn't even show up to take his exam. I did. I landed up with my contractor's license to help him, and I landed up out there bidding work, and both in drywall, metal stud framing, and in concrete. And this company in 1998, because of my experience in sales and marketing in prior years, we took it to a seven-figure business. And I didn't realize that there was that much money in construction. In fact, my parents taught me when I was younger that if I didn't go to school, get a good education, that I was going to land up in construction. And that's where people that were uneducated landed up, was in construction. Little did I know, lo and behold, that it was going to be one of the most advantageous, life-changing businesses and professions that I would ever have in my entire life. In that construction company, I ran it full time. I still run it today. And we run that company while I was in college. I was back in college after a few years off for building my sales business. And I landed up doing so well in it. I graduated from college and decided I wasn't going to work in pharmacy. I decided I was going to continue in construction. Thank God I did. It's been one of the most advantageous things I've ever done in my entire life. From the success of the concrete company, ladies and gentlemen, I started investing in rental homes. Um, Old, ugly homes, retail buildings that were old and ugly. And I would take these homes in these buildings and I would renovate them and I would rent them, guys. The single family homes were horrible. I realized really early on that single family rentals were a really hard business to make money in. I hated them. I hated the single family homes. So I got rid of the single family home rentals and I focused on retail and building single family residential. And I started getting into multi-unit real estate and I started building retail developments, strip malls, and retail centers. And I did that all the way to the 2008 recession. Okay. Not because I thought I would get wealthy doing it, but because I knew it was a good investment and I was scared to lose everything like I did back in 1997. I was working for a sales company that got shut down by the FTC. I had put 4 years of my life into that company thinking that I was done, that I found what I was going to do forever. And the FTC came in and they shut that company down. And so I was left making zero income in 1997, too much leverage now with bad credit because I lost everything and I had to rebuild. And I just knew I needed tangible assets. So it didn't come from a place, guys, where I was like, oh, I had an epiphany and I was like, oh, I'm going to build this stuff and I'm going to get wealthy doing it. No, it was more of like, hey, I want to have something to show for the money that I'm out there working hard for, just like you guys. Because every single one of you guys, I don't care how much you're making, I don't care what you're doing, you're working hard for whatever you're doing. Because I think we can all agree that working hard isn't what gets you wealthy, it's working smart. So you can work hard at something. There's people out there that are working right now for me that are ripping up concrete driveways right now with jackhammers, and there's people out there on tractors right now that are working for me that are getting dirt blown in their face. And we can all agree that they're working hard, but we all know also that they're not getting wealthy. And for a lot of you guys, it's not about getting wealthy; it's about just working smart, guys, to be able to go out and put food on the table in a way that gives you a better direction in life with better finances. Okay, now this all started for me with that one rental house and a small piece of land. Then a small retail center. I was only one build away from turning my keys into cash flow, and I didn't know what that looked like, guys. And I had no idea it was going to scale to the magnitude that it has today. But it's turned into thousands and thousands of units that we own now. We own over 1,500 units, and we own over a million square feet of retail. And we're building multifamily. In fact, we have over 300 doors under construction right now as we speak. And it's all mine, guys. We built all that. A portfolio of over $600 million worth of real estate that we own with zero investors in it. And it's been the most gratifying business that we've ever had. And I didn't know that I was only one build away, just like you guys are right now, ladies and gentlemen. I had no idea that I was going to be here. Now I have a portfolio of millions upon millions in transactions and holdings, guys. We've built over $1 billion worth of real estate over the last 30 years. That's my Taylor Street project right there. Um, our real financial success came from building from buying land and building multifamily. In less than 3 years, I went from making six figures to becoming a millionaire in my late 20s. These were the years when I realized that I needed to add multifamily to my business plan, and I wanted to set myself up for the future, and I wanted to set my family up for the future. And this is where I was able to sit back and feel proud, and I'd be like, look, I can marry somebody worthy of marrying, and put myself in a position where I can actually give a family a good life, guys. And it wasn't until I was in my late 20s I realized, I was like, you know what, I can do this, and I can really give my family and put them in a really good place. And now my family's coming into the business with me now that my kids are seasoning into their 18, 19, 20 years old, and they're moving into their professional careers, guys. These are all every picture on here are my projects, guys, by the way. Every single picture on here. There's not a picture on here that's a stock photo. Everything that you guys see is mine, and we do own it and build it. You're only one build away from turning keys into cash flow. Your mind is like a parachute, ladies and gentlemen. If it's not open, it doesn't work. You got to have an open mind to how we're working with finances, which we're going to talk about right now. For things in life to get better, you yourself have to get better. The cost of not building multifamily is bigger than the cost of building it, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you guys that are sitting back going, can I afford to do this? Yes, you can afford to do this. In fact, you have to do that. You have to come in and do this, because if you don't, the cost of not doing it is catastrophic, guys. It's more detrimental than not doing it at all. You have to be building multifamily. Okay, have to be building it. Okay. And it's just small stuff. Okay. And for a lot of you guys saying, okay, Jerome, but how? How do I build it? Okay. You have to understand trigger points of financing. One of the biggest things that most people don't understand about building multifamily or residential homes is the fact that you have to understand banking trigger points. And no one talks about banking trigger points. You don't learn this stuff in school. You don't learn this even in universities. And banks don't tell you about it. They don't advertise it and say, hey, we're going to teach you our trigger points. You can come in here and get the best lending. No, banks are going to go in. They have trigger points that you have to hit. If you hit these trigger points, banking becomes more advantageous and easier. And not only become easier, leverage for more money from them becomes easier, because the bank is looking for safety and security. Most people think that banks are looking at them. Okay. Most of you guys that are on here today think that the banks are looking at you personally. The banks don't care as much about you as you think they do. And what happens, ladies and gentlemen, is you go through life and you go through school. And as you go through school, you get out of school, you buy a car. Then you're looked at when you buy that car, because the car doesn't produce you income. It ain't making you any money. They look at your debt to income ratio, and they're looking at your credit score. Then you go in and we buy a house because we want to raise a family or whatever we want to do. Now, that's called conforming lending. And in conforming lending, a house is not an asset, guys. It's a liability. It's a luxury item. It's more of a liability. But people don't realize that. People really think that a home really is an asset. Now, the way banks look at real assets is, do they produce cash? If it doesn't produce cash or cash flow, it's not a real asset. It's not a hard asset. It's a liability. So the bank looks at you personally as the variable to be able to fund and finance that house. Now, most people have it wrong. And they sit back and go, no, well, Jerome, it is an asset. I own it. That's what society taught me. And I'm sitting back going, no, that's not the case. Your home doesn't make you money. Now, do you need one to raise your family? Yes. It's a necessity to raise your family, but it's not an asset. And so now you go in with the idea that conforming lending is exactly how you go out and get lending on multifamily, single family homes to build, on starting a business. And then I sit back and I dispute and say, no, that's not. That's investment lending. When we talk about investment lending, there's nothing similar to conforming lending at all. In fact, they're looking at the asset and they're looking at the cash flow from that asset. So we're going to talk about that right now, because when we look at the hard asset, you understand that there's trigger points in that asset. Those trigger points are what allow for you to get financing, whether you have less than perfect credit, whether you have less money than you think you should to get into it. And most people sit back and go, Jerome, I just want to get my finances straight. And my question was always, why? I did this at a time when my finances were so upside down and backwards. Why would you wait to get your finances right. Your finances are never going to be right. In fact, I always tell people getting your finances right is like waiting for the right time to have kids or waiting for the right time to get married. There is no right time to get married. It's an emotional decision, and you sit back and go, hey, like, I'm scared as heck, but I'm going to do it, right? Because I'm in love, right? It's an emotion. I'm going to have kids. Well, it's scary as heck. I don't care how old you are. We got a young lady. Her name is Sarah. She's awesome. She's been working with us for almost a decade now, and she's in her 30s. And she's sitting back going, Jerome, I'm having my first baby. She goes, I'm scared to death. And I said, Sarah, you're an amazing person. You're going to be a perfect mother. And her husband, Ken, he's just a great guy. You guys are going to be great parents. But there's not like the right time. We don't sit back and go, hey, Sarah, we're going to calculate this out. It's a perfect time to be able to have a baby. No, they just, they got married. They had a kid. There's never the right time. If you wait for the right time, it's never going to happen, guys. The right now is the right time, but you have to understand those banking trigger points so that your finances are right now. Okay. Not right. You're not waiting for the right time. Your finances are right now. Okay. Now, when we go in, ladies and gentlemen, those banking trigger points create banking disruptions. That banking disruption, what it is it basically gives you, it takes the asset. And where a bank goes back in and says, hey, we're going to give you 75% to loan to value. Okay, well, what does that mean? Okay, well, when you know the trigger points, you can manipulate the way the values of those assets work based on, like a multifamily, it's going to be based on cap rates and net operating income. How do we utilize those two things to create these banking disruptions in our asset so we can hit these trigger points? I'm going to hit on that when I go over the underwriting here in just a few minutes. Okay. These banking trigger points that create banking disruptions, this process is what allows brand new builders to get lending and build multifamily, just like you. Okay. And this is what allowed me back at a time where I didn't understand this either. And when I started understanding it, that's when I was able to scale. Okay. Now, what's life look like after you build just one? That's actually Rick and Bruno right there, traveling, and we all travel together. We do great little masterminds in Canada and Mexico, all over the country, and it's fun. It's like a family. So, life today for these folks that actually bit the bullet and started working with us 6 months ago, a year ago. Bruno's only been working with us for a year and a half, and he's crushing it. People like Art, now Art's building in Phoenix. He's killing it. This gentleman was working for a merchant builder for his whole career into his young 60s, guys. And his young 60s was like, Jerome, I went to lunch with him in Phoenix one day. I was out there and I go, I want to see what you guys are building. He was still working for a merchant builder. And I told Art, I said, Art, it's time for you to build one of these for yourself, man. I said, no more of this, man. You have way too much experience. This was his first build, guys. And I can't remember, I think it was 28 units or 27 units in just outside of downtown Phoenix that he built following our business model. And he killed it, guys. And now he's on his third multifamily project, and just continuing to kill it. And he's in his 60s, guys. Terrence Pace. And Terrence is in El Paso. He's up in Denver, guys. He's in North Denver area. Terrence is actually crushing it. We got Carlos and his beautiful wife down in El Paso doing a 7-unit. And this is a 7-unit that actually Terrence is doing up in Denver, Colorado. I was thinking of the other one earlier. Terrence started working with us less than a year ago. He came to one of our workshops that we did in Las Vegas, Nevada this past year in February. Wasn't even a year ago, guys. He just started working with me in February, and he has a single family home that he's building right now over in North Denver for about a $400,000 net profit. And now he has a 7-unit multifamily apartment complex he's doing over in North Denver. I'm proud of this gentleman. I was just with him last week, and he's crushing it, guys. Really proud of him because he just paid attention to what I was doing, didn't complicate things, just put his head down. He went to work. He just shut up and went to work and just implemented what I was telling him to do. Super proud of this guy. This is Tony Herrera. Tony Herrera has been working with me for about 3 or 4 years now. This gentleman has changed the direction of his entire life. Retired military. And this gentleman came in. Love this guy. Gave me his Bible. He's given me everything. He was served in Desert Storm. and 2 different times, served in Desert Storm 2 times. And he's the gentleman I was telling you about that's working with his wife and his daughter, and he's working over in the northern East Coast area in New York, but he's building a lot in northern Florida right now with his daughter as well. So he's crushing it. And this is the Jason and Chastity. These folks are unbelievable. They've traveled with us high and low, from Mexico to Canada. They've come to my house. They had a blessed opportunity to be able to come and spend a few days with me and 10 other folks here in New Mexico in the beautiful mountain areas. And these guys are killing it. They've owned their own construction company for over a decade, and they wanted to get into owning their own assets. So instead of building for other people, they wanted to build them for themselves. And Jason has been extremely diligent in sourcing multiple commercial properties and developments, and these folks are doing extremely well. Sailed in hot air balloons with these guys, helicopter rides, zip lines, and just crushed it all over the world with these guys. Just great folks, great people. Now, when we look at multifamily, guys, you have to understand that there's a massive housing shortage, and there's a major problem in the world. And the thing that makes multifamily so tangible is that there's a vast need for it nationwide. So wherever there's a major problem, there's also major opportunities available for people. Okay. And in our lifetime, we'll never be able to solve the problems that we have with housing rooftops. So in our benefit, we're going to be able to profit from it for the next several decades. Okay. In 2020, during the pandemic, we invested predominantly in Class A assets, okay? When most people were sleeping, ladies and gentlemen, we were working, building, and buying this stuff. We were doing this back in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20. In 2020, we went after it hard, and we invested in buildings, Class A, institutional developed assets in Washington, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Virginia, Florida. We were even doing stuff down in Puerto Rico, and so we were crushing it. Interest rates decreased and values skyrocketed, okay, making it very easy to make profits for a lot of people. Inflation increased, the market soared. But what goes up, ladies and gentlemen, must come down. Sir Isaac Newton, guys. Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, now, here's the results of it, guys, and here's what makes multifamily both dangerous, but also very profitable, and this is what gives us opportunity. Okay. Now, when we look at this graph right here, we need 4.3 million apartments by 2035. Okay. Just to meet the demand of the rental housing world today. Okay. We can't keep up with what is needed, guys. Right now, rents are soaring over where the amount of units, and that's what's making rent rates go so high, is there's just not enough opportunity out there for people to get into multifamily because there's not enough doors. Okay, now if you're in a market where there's a lot of doors built and the absorption is taking place right now, even in those markets like Phoenix, we're still underbuilt. Yes, there was a lot that came out of the ground, and now construction has slowed down so much that there's less inventory coming to the market, even putting us in a worse position than we were before, because the slowdown of economics, guys, it makes the viability better for you today. Okay. Now, for those of you guys that are sitting back going, yeah, but I understand, Jerome, that there's a lot of multifamily that's in distress. There is. And you have to understand that. And I'm going to show you why it's in distress here in just a minute when we actually underwrite this stuff. And so I need you guys to pay close attention, because if you don't understand why these assets are in distress, you can back yourself into a really dark and lonely corner that will take you for broke. So you have to pay attention to what I'm talking about right now. Okay. Now, according to the National Multifamily Housing Council, the U.S. needs 4.3 million more apartments by 2034. NMHC is like the who's who of multifamily, guys. They hold a huge conference with everybody and anybody who's multifamily in the world attends every January. I'm there every single January, guys. Now, when we talk about those 4.3 million, that includes 600,000 units total to fill the shortage from underbuilding after the 2008 financial crisis. What ended up happening is we built about 11 million rooftops a year. I mean, every 10 years as a nation, okay, every decade, dating back to the Great Depression. And so if you look back to the Great Depression, every decade from then, we've built about between 9 million to 12 million homes every decade. On average, 10 million homes every decade. In 2008, when we hit the recession, the housing crisis, between 2009 and 2019, we only built 6 million homes, meaning that we underbuilt by 4 million rooftops back in that era, and the population grew. And so really put us in a compromising position. And that's where that deficit still holds today, because we still haven't caught up. Okay. We still haven't caught up today. According to CBRE, CB Richard Ellis, U.S. multifamily market stabilizes as apartment demand improves and new construction slows down. Okay. This is April of 2026, guys. And this CBRE telling us, one of the biggest investors in multifamily in the country, saying, hey, now multifamily, guys, we've hit the bottom. It's going to improve. The market in commercial real estate took a beating the last 3 years because interest rates got too low and values went too high, putting us in a very catastrophic position for valuations, refinances, and even trying to leverage these assets. We're going to talk about that with the underwriting here in just a moment. Colliers, guys, here's the key statistics, guys, about occupancy. We're right now at a 95.1% occupancy rate nationwide, okay? Units under construction are 501,000 doors, okay? Effective rent growth right now is a negative 0.2%, guys. Quarterly sales volume, meaning that we're at the bottom of the market, guys. This is great right now because this tells us, hey, we're at the bottom of the market. We're on the climb out. Most people think you make money when the market's climbing and at the top. That's not when you make money. That's the scary market, because what goes up must come down, guys. And so where you want to start in real estate is when the market's at the bottom, so you can enjoy the climb. Okay, well, what I'm telling you guys right here, guys, is let's start enjoying the climb, because it's time to start climbing, baby. This is the most exciting. I get like goosebumps. I get chills when I think about it. I get excited because I'm like, man, we got to climb now, and we got another 5, 6, 10 years of climbing that we can do to be able to come in and just crush the market. Okay. The good news is there's no better time to build small multifamily than right now today. And I'll be the first to tell you that the big stuff is really hard to get into, these big institutional assets. So build this smaller stuff, guys. This little stuff right here, this little 30 units. This is the stuff right here. We have a major housing shortage and rooftop shortage, and the demand for housing is massive. So now is the time to build this type of stuff right here, this small multifamily. The 10 unit, the 15 unit, the 20, the 30 unit multifamily. That's the stuff that's crushing out our largest profits today, guys. The result of just one build, guys. This is my Youngtown project. We turned this office building into 108 units of multifamily. Picked this thing up for $700,000, and for $1.5 million, we converted this section here, and for another $7 million, we built another 60 units ground up. This was a great build. We did this one during the pandemic while everybody else was sleeping, guys. I was building and converting assets. Okay. Now let's find it. Let's fund it. Let's build it. And let's get this multifamily sprint some direction on the how to actually build this stuff. Okay. You're only one build away from turning keys into cash flow, ladies and gentlemen. This is a new project. This is my Thatcher project. This is a brand new one that we're taking out of the ground right now. And, right now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest things is understanding that step-by-step process, right? So when we go back into this and we're looking at it, it's like, okay, Jerome, how do I go in and how do I do this right? Let's find land, okay? And the number one thing is finding land. Now, when we go back in, people sit back, and this is where most people complicate it. This is easy, guys. Where I go and look for land where most people don't look. Okay, where do I find land? Where most people aren't paying attention. I go to like LoopNet, where it's the trash can for commercial real estate, and I look for stuff that people don't want in great areas and great intersections, stuff that's distressed, stuff that's been a restaurant 5 different times and failed 5 different times, stuff that has been open and closed that you've driven by since you were in grade school and you just didn't realize it was good real estate. And I'll just go into LoopNet and into any city and across the United States, and I'll look on LoopNet, and I'll just go in and I'll look at all the commercial real estate that's for sale in my area that's under $500,000. And I'll just go in and I don't even care what's there. I don't care if it's even a brand new building. I'm going to level this stuff anyways, and I'm going to go build it. I'm going to go look for areas where there's infill lots, very similar to my Mesa project that I'm doing right now, that they just built a Starbucks on, and there's a neighborhood right behind it. This lot's been vacant for 30 years, guys, and everybody's driven past it, not paying attention to it. And there's a Starbucks going in right there, and we're going to be building 36 units on that land that the people in Mesa have been driving back and forth past for the last 30 years, this vacant piece of land, not even thinking about it. And we just went in and picked it up. Yes, we overpaid for it by a little bit, but we're going to go in there and we'll probably net out about $4 million on that build, and it'll take us 10 months to build it, 14 months full cycle, guys, 14 months full cycle. Okay. Now, number two, the second thing, once you find land, is you have to have a preliminary design. Okay. Something like this right here. That's why this is on here. Because you're going to go into the municipality, and the way that you go in and you secure your project is you don't go in and fight with the municipality. You go in and do a preliminary approval. And it's not even a preliminary approval. It's more of a, hey, do you support my build? Okay, because they can't give you preliminary approval, but you want to get I should rephrase that. It's preliminary support from the economic development team, from the progressive planners, and from your city council people. Okay, do you guys support this? What do you guys want to see? I just did a call with my community the other day where I brought them into one of our preliminary meetings with the city town of Mesa, speaking of that project, and they got to hear me talk to them. And they went through pros and cons, what they wanted to see, what they didn't want to see, guys. And all you got to do is put a simple conceptual drawing together and see if the municipality supports it. And if they do, then you start moving forward with it. Okay. Now, once you know that you got their preliminary support, that's when the project becomes viable. So now we start looking at project viability. Now, can I afford to build this? What are the price points? What is the pro forma hold? Can I go in with a budget spreadsheet and can I make this thing pencil? Do the rents in the area support the actual build? That's what I need to know. Like, can I go in based on the rents in that area, and with those rent rates in that area, can I afford to build this, stabilize it, and is this a safe project? That's what pro formas and budget spreadsheets are. Okay, so is the project viable? We're really going to hit hard on this here in just a moment, guys. Now, underwriting the cost and the value of the asset. Okay, these run hand in hand together. Okay, number 3 and number 4. Okay. We're going to look at the pro forma. We're going to look at what other assets are performing like in that area. Then we're going to underwrite it, our cost to build it and the value of it once we're finished building it. Okay. That way we know it's going to be profitable on the front end before we finish it. That way we don't land up like what happened post-recession, post-pandemic, right? We want to make sure that it's profitable. Okay. Understanding banking trigger points, creating banking disruptions. When we go in and underwrite this thing, from our underwriting, this right here, guys, is what's going to give us an understanding of the banking trigger points that we need to get lending. This is gold right here. Okay, this is gold. That's what creates the banking disruptions that allows you to be able to get financing to get these projects built. Okay. Number 5, the process of entitlement. Okay. The process of entitlement, guys. This is number 5 out of 7 steps, guys, to build multifamily. Make sure you guys are taking screenshots of this stuff so that you guys have the entire process laid out. 1, you're going to need a survey. Ladies and gentlemen, typically the survey is free when you buy the land or you tie up the land. We don't even buy the land. What we end up doing is we go in, we tie up the land. We make all of our projects contingent on a certain density that we need to make it viable. And then we also make it contingent on all municipal approvals, okay? Meaning we don't even tie up the land. We don't even buy the land. So like my Thatcher project that I just tied up about a month ago and my Mesa project that I tied up about 3 weeks ago, we haven't bought those projects yet. We're already moving into design phase. We already are going through all of these right now. We've already done all 4 of these in less than 30 days. And now we're going through the process of entitlement and we don't even own the land. We control the land, but I want the bank to pay for the land for me. I don't want to pay for the land. I want the bank. I'm going to hit trigger points where the bank pays for the land for me, and they also pay for the build, guys. And I'm going to create that through my trigger points on both my Thatcher project and my Mesa project. Those are my two newest projects that we have coming out of the ground right now. And so the way I do that is I have to go through the process of entitlement, the survey, the architect, the engineering, the civil engineering, the structural engineering, the plumbing, the mechanical, the electrical, and then even the fire sprinkler engineering. Okay. Now, number 6 is going to be your municipal approvals. Once we get all that stuff done, now we go in and we get our formal approvals. Okay, this is when we go in, and now we can go in and now we start creating lending opportunity. Once this is all done, we can't create lending opportunities until we go through the process of entitlement. So now we go in and we go for municipal approvals and lending approval. Okay, this is actually one of our signs for one of our notices on one of our builds. We go through our budget spreadsheets. This right here, guys. And it's not the budget spreadsheet that's really the golden magic behind everything that we do. It's how you fill this budget spreadsheet out that is most important. That's what creates the banking trigger points, guys. So you have to execute the banking trigger points at phase number 6. And this is what creates the banking disruptions. You're going to utilize your pro forma. Okay. You're going to utilize your pro forma right here. And you're going to utilize your banking spreadsheets, and then you're going to go in and get an appraisal utilizing those two and your set of blueprints, guys. This is what you use to create banking trigger points. With these 3 things, you can build multifamily, and you can do it with very little money out of your pocket, guys, to be able to go in and do it if you understand how to create banking trigger points and how to create a little bit of banking disruption to allow you to be able to finance both the land and the build. Okay. Very important, guys. Very, very important. Okay. Number 7, you break ground and you build it. The next thing you do once you get lending and once you get municipal approvals is you go vertical, guys. You go vertical with this stuff and you go build it. Okay. Cash flow and repeat the process. Now, here's a little bonus optimizer, a little underwriting bonus optimizer for you guys. This was Taylor Street when it was under construction just a few months ago. Okay, now pay close attention here, ladies and gentlemen, and you may even want to take some screenshots of this. Okay, now when we go in, ladies and gentlemen, and we're looking at multifamily, you're looking at better understanding if you can afford to buy it and build it. Okay. Can I afford to build this thing? Is it going to make me money? Like I want to guarantee, like people be like, Jerome, I want to guarantee. Shit, I do too. I want to guarantee. So the only guarantee you're going to have is going to come from you doing going through the process correctly. If you don't go through the process correctly, I can guarantee there's a really good chance you're going to have havoc at the end of your development. Okay. Why? Because you haven't done it right. You haven't secured the understanding of like, hey, is this thing going to be profitable for me? Did you use your pro forma correctly? Did you use your budget spreadsheet correctly? And did you even build the right product in your area? See, we go in and work with the property management companies and ask them, hey, what's needed in this area for me to come in and be able to build? Because I want to make sure it's profitable before I get started. Okay, so let's run through the underwriting so you guys better understand this, guys. This is very, very, very important. Okay, now value of an asset is equal to the net operating income divided by its cap rate. That is the golden formula right there, guys. Right there. Value equals net operating income divided by its cap rate. What is a cap rate? It's your rate of return on your real estate. It's very similar to going in and investing $5,000, $100,000 into the stock market, like Intel, like investing into ExxonMobil, Boeing, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, any of the big companies. And let's say you made 8%, 7% on your money that you invested with those companies. That's your rate of return on your stocks. The cap rate is your rate of return on multifamily. So I always ask people is, does it make sense that you have to have a cap rate at least equivalent to the debt service that you're paying on that asset? Yes or no? Put it in the chat, guys. Do you think it's important to be able to have at least enough cash flow to cover your debt service? Yes or no? Yes, guys, absolutely. You have to, ladies and gentlemen. Look, if you don't have enough of a cap rate to cover your debt service, That's what's creating the disruption in lending today, is that most people have a lower rate of return than they have debt service to cover, and it's creating a catastrophic issue in the real estate market. In fact, there's $2.8 trillion of distressed real estate in the open market, and here's why. Check out what happened in 2020, guys. So we go in, guys, we take $175,000 worth of net operating income. Let's say that asset brought us in $250,000 worth of revenue. Okay. Let's say by the time you paid the property taxes, the insurance, light bulbs, parking lots, cleaning, maintenance, everything on that property, you have $175,770 left. Okay. That is your net operating income. Now, cap rates back in 2020 got as low as 3% because think about it this way, guys. Where were interest rates? Tell me in the chat, guys. Where were interest rates in 2020? Where did they go in 2020, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, that's right. 2%, 2.5%, 3% interest rates. So products started selling for sub 3% cap rates, guys. And so when you take this formula, value equals NOI divided by cap rate, 175, 770 divided by 3%, that cap rate gives you a value of $5.86 million in 2020. Problem is that interest rates went up. And so for the last 3 years, commercial investors have been struggling to be able to go in and get these products stabilized correctly. So let's say that we go in and we take the exact same asset, same cash flow, same tenants, same everything. Nothing's changed. In fact, rents have probably even went up. The only thing that's changed is one thing: cap rates. Now, interest rates went up, so now our debt service grew, which means we need more cash flow, which means our cap rate has to go up. We're forced to have our cap rate go up. So now we take the same money, but interest rates are now between 6 and 7%. In fact, banks are underwriting at 6.25%. So if we take the same 175, 770, and we divide that by a 6.23% cap rate, ladies and gentlemen, that same asset today is only worth $2.82 million. That's brutal, guys. Less than half of what it was 6 years ago today. This is what's creating banking disruption, guys. This is why it's important for you to understand trigger points. This right here is why you need to understand how to underwrite real estate. Same property, same tenants, same occupancy, different cap rate, ladies and gentlemen. You need to know this before you build it. If you don't know this before you build it, you put yourself in a very compromising position. Okay. Now let's underwrite this real quick. And let me give you a simple theoretical example. You take a 12-unit apartment complex, ladies and gentlemen, and let's say that on average, they're 775 square feet times 12 units. You add an office to that, that's going to be equivalent to about 9,500 square feet. Okay. Now, you take that 9,500 square feet. The average cost to build this, according to the National Association of Home Builders, is $135 a square foot nationwide for a small little 12-unit apartment complex. Just a market rate product, guys. Simple little build. Bruno's building this stuff for about $120 a square foot. We're building it for about $155 a square foot in more astute markets. So I multiplied 9,500 by $155 a square foot to build it. Our cost to build is going to be $1.546 million. That's our total build cost. Now, when we take this amount plus the cost of the land right here, that 240, let's say, theoretically is the cost of the land for a 12-unit apartment complex, the debt service that you're going to pay to build this is going to be about $75,000. This is about a 9-month build, ladies and gentlemen. And if it takes you a full year, it's going to cost you about $75,000 in debt service. Okay. Now we want the bank to pay for that as well. Okay. I'm going to show you how. Now we're going to take our total cost. We're going to take our land, $240,000. We're going to take the entitlements to be able to pull it out of the ground. The whole process of entitlement, that $55,000. We're going to take our construction cost of $1,546,000, the debt service of $75,000. Our total cost, ladies and gentlemen, is $1,916,000. Now the question is, can I afford to build this? Okay, remember this number right here, $1,916,000. Take a screenshot. Okay. All right, you guys ready? Move on. Okay, now the value of the asset again, is equivalent to its net operating income divided by its cap rate. You guys just saw that, right? Okay, you're going to see this redundantly if you're working with me. Why? Because this is the golden formula. This, guys, I told my team, I said, hey guys, if you want to tattoo something on you, instead of little Chinese writing and stuff that goes up here that you don't even know what it says, and they're going, you're supposed to say love, faith, and whatever, and it probably says you're a fool. No, I'm just joking. If you really want to put something on your body that has value, put value equals NOI divided by cap rate. Okay, I had told one of my students that next day he came back and he had NOI value equals NOI divided by cap rate on his arm. I was like, no way you did that. He was a tattoo artist. Anyways, so I'm just joking, but yes, this right here is the most important formula that you guys need to know in multifamily, guys. Okay, now we go back in. We have 12 units, guys. Now remember, we have 12 units based on market rate rents, guys, of $1,750 a month. We're going to have $175,770 of net operating income. Okay, we're going to divide that by 6.23%. That's our cap rate. That gives us a value of $2,821,000. Okay, remember our cost to build was $1,916,000. The value of the asset is $2,821,000. Can you afford to build it? Yes or no? Well, let's see. We don't know yet. Let's see if we can get a stabilized loan on this. Now, we go back to the banks. Now we're creating banking trigger points, guys, on our spreadsheets. Okay. This is what's going to allow us to be able to get the money, is these banking trigger points that I work with you and teach you guys. Okay. You can't learn this. You can't get a PhD, guys, in an hour, but those banking trigger points that I'm going to work with you guys on is what's going to be the most crucial element that you need. Now, once we do that, we're going to take the $2.8 million value. We're going to multiply it by 75% loan to value that the bank's willing to give you on this multifamily asset. That means that they're willing to give you a $2,116,000 loan on that asset. If we take our total cost to build and we subtract that from the loan amount, that means that at stabilization, not only can we afford to build it, we're going to be able to pull out $200,000 tax-free, because it's a loan. That's the equity stake that we have in excess of the loan and in excess of the 25% equity stake we need to stabilize it. And we're going to be able to pull $200,000 out tax-free on a cash out stabilized refinance once we're done building it. And we're able to take that money, reinvest in whatever we want, guys. And we get to do it tax-free because it's a loan. It's not income. Okay. So we can afford to build it and we can afford to pull $200,000 out at stabilization. Okay, that's one way you earn. Second way you earn is through cash flow. Okay, your cash on cash return, meaning that after you go in, you pay all your debt, not your debt, you pay all your debt, you pay all of your property tax, you pay all of your insurance, all of your maintenance expenses, your management fees, everything, guys. Just a 12-unit apartment complex. After you pay everything, you're making $44,000 a year. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's tax-free money and it's cash flow, and you own an asset and you pull $200,000 out of it at stabilization. Second way you get paid. Third way, guys, this is my favorite right here alone. If you're a business professional in any career, guys, I don't care if you're a police officer. I don't care if you're a nurse. I don't care if you work at the grocery store down the street. I don't care if you own your own plumbing company. You're an electrician. I don't care if you're in the military or retired military. I don't care if you're an attorney or a doctor, guys. This is where the value really sits strong, right here. The IRS tells us we can cost segregate this asset, okay? We can take this $2,821,000 asset. They tell us that we cannot depreciate the land. So we have to subtract the land from it because God's not making any additional land. We subtract out $240,000, guys, from the land. That gives us a remainder of $2,581,000 in total tax deductions, guys. We can cost segregate 100% of this in year number 1 through what's called bonus depreciation. Okay, the big, beautiful bill. This is a simple theoretical example, you guys. You guys will want to consult your attorneys or your CPAs. We utilize United Tax Services to be able to do this for us. Our cost segregation studies, it has to be a cost segregation CPA that does this for you. And here's what's cool, guys. Once you guys go in, you get them to do your cost segregation study for you. You take this $2,581,000 and you don't pay any federal income taxes until you have a net taxable income of $2,581,000, and that never expires. So if it takes you 5 years to make $2.5 million, if it takes you 10 years to make $2.5 million, if it takes you 20 years to make $2.5 million, that never expires. You do not pay federal income taxes until you exhaust that entire $2.581 million of net taxable revenue and put it against your cost segregation study, guys. That's incredible because you can go out, and if you go out and you build a 4-unit apartment complex and you sell it for a $250,000, $300,000, $400,000 profit, you pay $0 in federal income taxes. If you go out and make $150,000 as a nurse next year, and you pay $50,000 of that to the IRS and federal income taxes, at the end of the year, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get 100% of that back in the form of a tax return on April 15th. Guys, you pay $0 in federal income taxes until you net $2.581 million in net taxable revenue. So that $44,000 might not be a lot of money, but it's tax-free money. And that's why we build multifamily. Now, there's 2 other ways to earn. I'm not going to go over those today in depth, guys. I just want to show you the 3 most beneficial ways to earn on multifamily in today's current market. And the cool thing, ladies and gentlemen, is you're only 1 build away from turning keys into cash flow right now. But you have to learn the banking trigger points, guys. You have to. The difference between success and failure is understanding the underwriting and understanding banking trigger points. It's when we take this spreadsheet, guys, against our pro forma, what we know the value of the asset is going to be, and we put this spreadsheet up against the value of the asset, and how we present this to the banks, guys, and how we fill this out is what creates the banking trigger points to also pay for the land and the build. It's these that do it, guys. And so these are what create the banking trigger points, but you have to learn how both of these work together in order to get the proper financing. It's not your credit. I'm not talking about your credit or your debt to income ratio. I'm talking about a finished entitled project, ladies and gentlemen, with a pro forma and a budget spreadsheet. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what makes it viable for you financially, right here. This is what creates the banking trigger points, but you have to learn how those work, guys. You have to learn how it works. Without the banking trigger points, guys, it's frustrating because you're going to go to the bank. It's like fix and flipping. It's like anything else. People go back, they're like, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a little $500,000 flip, and I'm going to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and you can't even get financing on that stuff. For the cost that it takes to take down a fix and flip, guys, you can take down a 12-unit apartment complex. Why would you go take down a fix and flip with the same out-of-pocket cost or less, you can take a 12-unit apartment complex out of the ground? Why would you go do a fix and flip? Guys, why? It's like pounding your head against the wall, okay? Now, you learn how the banking trigger points work, guys. With banking trigger points, this is the result. You could take a camera guy and teach him how to build, guys, because he learned how to do it, guys. My camera guy is building, okay? How you take an ex-boxer, guys, professional boxer, and you teach him how to build this stuff because you teach him the banking trigger points, guys. And this is what allows you to go out and build this stuff. That's me right there, walking one of my projects. You have to create banking disruptions through your spreadsheets and your underwriting, guys. And it's not real banking disruptions. I call it banking disruptions because it's going against what banking is not giving you. It's what bankers don't want to teach you. They want more leverage over your projects. But if you learn how to underwrite like they do, now you have controllable underwriting. Just like they do. You're just performing exactly the same way as the banks. It's the exact same way the banks perform, guys. But they don't teach this to you. We do. Okay? But you've got to learn those banking trigger points. You have to. Okay? And this is banking trigger points at work. Sabrina, you want to share this one? Do you want to do this?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm going to let you share yours and I'll let you share this one and then I'll come back in and share my screen. And I'll share with you a little bit of what we're doing, guys, with these banking trigger points and people all over the country, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll share with you how you guys can strategically actually get into this. Okay. And how I'm going to help you guys work on your first builds.
Yeah. If you can just unshare your screen, I'll share it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yep. We can see it.
Jerome, you're
You can
going
hear
to
that?
get a full story because
Yep, we can
he's
hear
done
it.
over 800 real estate deals. He's built over 300 homes. Jerome's the master there. He's done, anytime somebody's done more than 100 of something, they're good.
Again, I know there's more good stuff coming to you from Jerome. So he knows what he's doing. I've seen his builds. He can swing a hammer and build a house.
Hey everybody, my name is Tyson Durfee. I'm a world champion rodeo athlete and I build homes, I build a multifamily, and I'm making that step into the next part of my life. And I can highly recommend anything that Jerome's involved with. He has literally changed the way I look and do everything.
My name is Alec Griego. I'm a content creator and entrepreneur here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I remember about a year ago now, Jerome and I were sitting in one of his finished homes, and I remember he looked at me and told me, it's time for you to get your first build going. The biggest things that I've learned from Jerome is just to be consistent.
Hey, I'm Terrence Pace, and I'm here with Jerome Maldonado. I'm telling you guys, I came into the community roughly, 4 or 5 months ago, already able to get a build, and we're going into the ground. It's coming out of the ground. We're hoping to get 7 out of the ground by the end of this year. What impresses me is Jerome is on every call. In this community, he's working. I call him the hardest working man I've ever seen.
Daniel Miller, I'm from Kansas City. So I met Jerome in November. He was in Kansas City. I was super impressed just at that 1-2 hour meeting. It's just like all roads lead to this. What he's doing with multifamily is the most brilliant financial move I think anyone can make.
Member Wilson here through my build that I've been working on for the past year. 4,000 square feet. You know, we're gonna have 10 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. I'm hoping to do anywhere between $400,000 and $500,000 gross revenue in terms of transient space on it. Just being able to have all those conversations in person at all the events that I come to for Jerome's. Just getting his feedback and all the touch points has always been helpful in making sure my build stays on point.
It's unbelievable what you're accomplishing. So congratulations.
Thank you, man. Really appreciate it.
Really, seriously, man. I know how hard you worked on this. I'm glad I get to know you better.
Yeah.
'Cause I've seen you at a couple of events. I'm real proud of you.
Thank you.
I wish you
appreciate
continued success for your family, man.
I'm
'Cause
proud of you, bro.
You're blessing a lot of other people with your success, and that to me is a sign of a rich man, that you're blessing other people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people in the real estate game, somebody I would consider a mentor, especially in the multifamily space, Jerome Maldonado. You figured it out for the last 7 years, especially in the multifamily space. And so I'm excited to learn from you. And I recommend Jerome because he's a great dude. I know him. I know his family. I've been hanging out with you for a long time.
Yep.
And I really respect everything you've been doing. So
thanks, bro.
Great job, dude. And thanks for sharing.
My name is Mason Hall. I'm actually from Hallettsville, Texas. I was looking up how to subdivide land. I ended up running across one of Jerome's videos 7 months now. And I already got my first build under contract. Everything in Jerome's community is great. You know, anything you think of, he's there for help. Mind blown by all the stuff. I recommend it to everybody.
Hi everyone, my name is Annabelle. I'm standing here in front of my first project. I'm 4 months into construction. I'd like to thank Jerome and the team for all the guidance, tips, and advice that has helped me get this far. Thank you so much for all the help along the way. Hope you guys are learning, take notes, soak it in, learn as much as you can. Thank y'all, bye-bye.
You don't share that. I'm going to share mine again. All right, guys. One of the biggest things, ladies and gentlemen, is, we've been able to work around a lot of people, a lot of the biggest people in the space, and we've been able to work around over 3,000 students now nationwide. It's been super cool. When I started doing this, I started doing it in lieu of raising capital for my large institutional assets and builds. I had no idea that we were going to be teaching this stuff, guys. It came about on accident. But my wife is really excited about this because now that our kids are ending high school and moving into college, and we're moving into a different phase of our life, she's excited because it gives us a reason to travel a little bit more together. And it's cool. We've changed a lot of people's lives. I had no idea that we were gonna be so successful doing this in a fashion where we were going to be helping so many people. And I'll tell you guys that, as long as you guys are appreciative to what we're doing for you guys, we'll continue doing it. I didn't realize it was going to be so life transformational for so many people. I thought we'd help a few people out, and now I think we're like 3,700 people now. So my team was telling me the other day, we were at 3,200 at the beginning of the year. I think we have like 36 or 3,700 people nationwide that are building in 222 metro cities across the United States. We were at 222 metro cities across the United States. It's been unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. And the thing that's cool is that for those of you guys that are brand new today, you guys are only one build away yourselves from turning keys into cash flow. And it's, it's really just a matter of, hey, am I worthy of it? And you really believe in, like, sitting back and going, because I know you are. And you got to think about it from a real perspective where you're sitting back and thinking, okay, like, I can do this. If all these other average people can come in and do it, and if they're following a roadmap that can do it, guys, I have no other reason to incentivize. I'm not incentivized. I'm not taking money from you guys on your builds, guys. My whole thing is like, come in and just crush it, guys, and come in and kill it. Okay. Now, imagine where these people would be today if they wouldn't have gotten started. You got to think about it. Like, where would Annabelle be? Her husband was working on pipelines and stuff, a stay-at-home mom, mother of two. Where would she be today? Tyson, where would these guys that are professional athletes? We have UFC fighters that weren't able to retire, that we gave them the ability to retire from the UFC, out there getting beat up if they're in their 40s because they don't know no other way. But we gave them that way, guys. We have stay-at-home moms, people like Miranda. We have retired military veterans that come in, guys. People that never built before. They don't have construction experience. These people didn't know how to build. Imagine like where these folks would be without our leadership, guys. Terrence would still be fix and flipping. If they wouldn't have gotten started with us, where would they be? Okay, but imagine where you'll be in 5 years from now if you don't get started today. Okay. And my question to you guys is, like, when you sit back and you think about this, guys, can you really afford not to take the risk? For a lot of people, they sit back and they go, okay, I tell you guys, look back at where you were 5 years ago, and then look at where you are today. If you're happy with the results and the direction that you're going from your progress from 5 years ago to where you are today, then just keep doing what you're doing, guys. But if you're sitting back and you know that you need more, like if you know that you need more for retirement, or you're sitting at like this crossroad where you're sitting back going, yeah, I've done okay, but now how do I sustain that without having to kill myself and have a heart attack doing what I do today and continue doing that for the rest of my life? How can I do something that's better for myself? And for most people, the cost of not building is more expensive than the cost of building. So for those of you guys that are sitting back there going, hey, can I really do this? The answer is yes. And the cost of not doing it is going to cost you more than doing it, guys. And the real thing is just like, okay, you have to get started. Like, it's time to move forward, and for most people, that sit back and they're looking today, it's like, where can you be, in 12 to 24 months? You could be like Terrence, literally in February, never built before ground up. Had done some fix and flips, but had never built ground up. And now he has the equivalence of $5 million worth of projects coming out of that we're getting ready to turn dirt on in Denver, like right now, guys. People like Bruno. 2 years ago, Bruno wasn't working with me. 2 years ago, guys, he's done 2 projects, guys. And one project he netted 1.2 million, the other one 1.6 million, guys. And now he has like 6 homes under construction, and he's doing a 105 unit apartment complex in Greensboro, Arkansas. That's like a Walmart country, guys. And he's crushing it, guys. Imagine where you'll be in 12 to 24 months from now if you get started and you start putting your head down and going to work and you pay attention today, guys. You're only one build away from turning keys into cash flow. One build. One build, ladies and gentlemen, will change the direction of everything that you're doing right now. One, guys, just one build. One build. But see, there's 2 different types of people. And what I always tell people is this, guys. I was raised in a family of pessimist. My dad, I love him to death. He's an accountant, but he's a pessimist, you know. Love my dad, but is super analytical and very, very conservative, guys. And I landed up taking a different road, right? But there's two different types of people in the world, guys. There's those people that come in and they take the traditional route. That's the vast majority of you guys. Okay. Well, sit back. And I'd say that 50, 60% of you guys will take the traditional route. Okay. You'll go in, you devour a free webinar, free training, come out of here and say, cool, Jerome, I learned some stuff today. Perfect. Then you guys will go in, you'll devour my free content on YouTube, my free content on Instagram. And you just want all the free stuff. Free, 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 free. But you never take action. And if you do take action, what are the results of that action? And then there's those people that want the accelerated route. You're the same person that I was back when I was 43 years old, back in 2018. And in 2016, I recognized that I was running my business like a job and I was frustrated. And I went in and I looked at stuff just like you guys, joined in on a free training, a free webinar. But then I said, you know what? I got to invest in something more that's going to help me because I'm 43 years old. I don't want to take the scenic route. I've already invested at that point in time, 20 plus years of my professional career doing this. And I was like, if I want to scale the crap out of this thing, I have to put myself in a position to be around people that know this better than I do. So I invested in workshops, invested in mentors, invested in masterminds, invest in more training. And the second type of person is the one that sits back and says, hey, Jerome, I understand. And I don't want to take the long, scary route. I understand there's plenty of free content out there, but I want to be assured that the route I take is the right route that's going to profit me. I want to assure that I hit the trigger points. I want to be assured that I get the right set of prints, the right project, and the right financing to do this the right way. And I ensure that I'm going to make a profit, that I'm not hoping I make a profit like I do when I fix and flip, that I know I'm going to make a profit. And for those people that are sitting back going, Jerome, I want to take the accelerated route. I want to do it, then you have to make a decision and not take the traditional route, because you can go take the traditional route. You can do it yourself. You can learn from free content, try and fail, and then never try again or never try at all. Because the biggest thing, guys, is putting yourself in a position where if you go in and you do this once and you fail at it, you may cost yourself an opportunity to ever do it again. So I warn you guys, every deal is way different, guys, every deal. But the variables are controllable if you understand the process to do it. Doing this on your own comes with risk, and choosing the wrong piece of land, the wrong area, building the wrong product, the wrong type of home, the wrong multifamily that doesn't fit a profitable business model. This is crucial that you get it right the first time, because if your build, your first one, it's imperative you get it right, because if you do it wrong on the very first one, guys, it'll set you back permanently and you may never recover from it. Okay. And so it's imperative that you get the first one right, because your first one determines your long-term success. Do you think that Annabelle's just going to stop doing it? She's making 6 figures on every build. Do you think she's just going to stop? Do you think Bruno, that just made like $2.9 million working with me over the last 2 years, he's just going to sit back and say, oh, Chuck, Scully, G, Jerome, I'm not going to do this no more? You think Terrence, when he's done with these and he nets out a couple $1 million on these 2 builds, or at least $1.5 to $2 million on these next couple builds, do you think Terrence is just going to stop building, guys? Do you think Tyson Durfee is just going to stop developing little farmland that I helped him put together and now he's crushing it down in West Texas, guys? No, guys, these guys are going to continue building. They're going to continue building. But here's the difference, guys, is that they fall into the second path, guys. These are the folks that take the accelerated route. These are the folks that go in, guys, and they come in, they do a free webinar. They do come in and but they start going in and invest in themselves. Like I sat back one day and I knew Tyson Durfee. We both spoke at Funnel Hackers Live with Russell Brunson back like 4 years ago over in Orlando, Florida. Met him backstage. Hadn't seen him, hadn't talked to him ever again. I'm in Dallas, Texas, guys, and I'm on stage. And I look to my far right-hand side, and I see a cowboy with his cowboy hat sitting on his, because he's a gentleman too. Not only is he a cowboy, but he's a gentleman too. He had his hat off, and he was sitting on the right-hand side of his table. And I'm on stage, and I didn't want to just stop in the middle of me on stage teaching and training. And I'm like, I recognize that dude. And lo and behold, man, Tyson's sitting there as a paid student, guys, at a workshop. And I get off stage and I go, Tyson? He goes, yeah. And I go, bro, I thought that was you. And he was sitting there learning, guys, as a student. Been on stage, been on big stages, but yet he's still there absorbing and learning, guys, at a workshop in Dallas 2.5 years ago. Since then, he's just crushed it, guys, but he's been to multiple of my events, guys, invested in mentorship, invested in masterminds, came out to one of my masterminds, guys, came out to Albuquerque, guys. You guys see me with him with his horses and everything, guys. He's invested in himself and invested in more training, guys. And it's exactly what I did. When I was and here's kind of some of the stuff, guys. If you guys look at some of these dates, guys, look back at this stuff. You'd look at this stuff, May 10th, 1997. May 24th, 1997. I just took a couple pages. August 2nd, 1997. Look at this. 8/7, 1997, Jacksonville, Florida. This was over in Scottsdale. Journey Beyond Perception, guys. I was a leaseholder, 50% off. I paid $1,500 for this training, guys, in 1997, guys. 1997. Guys, same date, August 17th, guys. Why? Because I kept investing in myself and I continue investing in myself. You look at all those lanyards, guys. Those are all my lanyards, guys. I just continue to invest in myself and invest in myself and invest in myself. What's the difference between you and me? Why do I have a portfolio of over $600 million? Why have we built over $1 billion worth of real estate? Why do we continue growing and evolving? Why do we continue building and evolving? Because I continue to pour into myself, because I'm the second type of person, guys. I understand the value of investing in me. So 30 years worth of training is the only separation between me and some of you guys that are getting started today. Guys, the only difference. It's the only difference between some of the people that started a year ago and some of those people that are starting today, guys. And there's both of you guys out here, okay? And so you got two options, guys, to come in and work with us. For some of you guys that are coming in, you're sitting back going, you're hungry for it, and you're sitting back and you guys are going, you know what, Jerome? It's time. Like, I got to get started. And they'll ask me, how do I come in and how do I get started? You got to get trained, guys. You got to make it easy on me to help you. Ironically enough, all the people that you see in the videos and the testimonials, and we have thousands and thousands of testimonials. I told my team the other day, I said, hey, can you guys get all the testimonials and put me together like 3 or 4 videos that are like 5 minutes long with like 30-second testimonials? They brought me a 2-hour and 45-minute reel of stuff. And I go, what is this? And they're like, it's the testimonial video. And I was like, bro, it's almost 3 hours long. And he goes, I know, there's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. And it took him, and I kept asking him, like, for 2 months, I was like, Yishrak, what is taking so damn long? He's like, I'm editing all the testimonials. And I didn't know, guys, I didn't realize this. And I started looking at these testimonials, man. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, can you just like take like 10 or 15 of them and put them in like 3 to 5 minute videos, Guys, we have like 20 or 30 of these videos now that are like 5 minutes long that we have with different people, just testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial, nationwide, guys, that are building, people from all walks of life, firefighters, military people, stay-at-home moms, single moms, retired people, just people from all walks of life, guys. And you know what's ironic enough is I look through these people, I recognize the vast majority of them. And the reason why I recognize them, guys, is because every single person that has had success that's working with us has showed up and continues showing up and continues getting training. And so I put these workshops together, and we're doing the first annual Dirt to Dollar workshop, guys. I've never done a ground up summit before. And the way I did this ground up summit, and it's in LA on December 5th and 6th. And the reason that I did this ground up summit, guys, is I did it for you guys because I've now learned exactly what you guys need. And the biggest problem is most people don't know how to go in and source the right land in their specific area and then go in and hit these trigger points successfully. So I recommend that every single person on here registers to go to that, but we don't have enough seats because I limit it to 350 seats every time we do it. You won't see a public advertisement to be able to go to the workshop on December 5th and 6th. And so what I always tell people is most people will sit back and go, well, I'll go if I don't have anything that weekend. That's a stupid way to look at it, guys. And the reason I tell you guys that is because this is one of the single most important things that you'll ever do for your life. It's one of the most important things that you'll ever do for your family and your future, guys, because think about it. One build, guys, you're literally one build, guys, away from turning real dirt into dollars, guys, real dirt into dollars, and turning it into a real business that'll help you guys retire and just a better quality of life, guys, with the cash flow that comes in. But you have to attend. And the reason that I do it, I'm doing it December 5th and 6th is because just like I recommend all of you guys, everything I do revolves around my family, guys. And when I go in and I do these, guys, I do them on weekends that I know for sure that I have nothing else that's hindering me with my kids. Like tomorrow, guys, I'll be in LA because my daughter runs for nationals on Wednesday. So Los Angeles gets the benefit of having me there for a few days where I get to actually spend a little bit of time in my community, but my daughter comes first. And my son is playing Division I football, and I don't know when the bowl games start this year. So because we don't know when the bowl games start, we know that the last game is on November 29th, and they have 2 weeks minimum before the bowl games start. So I said, let's do it the week after. So I scheduled this strategically around my son's football, guys, because I won't miss one of his football games. And I'm not going to miss one of his bowl games, provided they qualify and get to one of the bowl games this year. So it's the only weekend that I'm available to host and do this. For people that understand the value of this, guys, they will schedule the workshop, and then everything else in life will get scheduled around December 5th and 6th. Because for those people that are really serious about making this work, they sit back and go, damn, Jerome, there's no other place on earth that I need to be that's more important than being in Los Angeles on December 5th and 6th, because I understand that on December 5th and 6th, that's going to change my life and the direction of how fast I actually parlay my life forward. That's where Terrence changed his life. When he went to Vegas and he went to one of our Build Wealth Summits on this last February, guys. And it was that workshop that allowed him to parlay forward. It was Tyson going to Dallas 2.5 years ago and being with one of our Build Wealth workshop that played him forward. It was Bruno going to one of our workshops over in Scottsdale, Arizona, a year and 9 months ago, that put him in a position to be able to go in and do this, guys. And this is going to be your opportunity where I'm going to sit back and you're going to go, Jerome, it was that workshop in Orange County that made the difference in my life. And in 6 months from now, guys, you're going to look back and say, damn, Jerome, I would have never done this without your leadership and without going to Orange County. And all I want from you guys is I want a testimonial, guys. I want a testimonial. Now, when you guys go to Orange County, it's not going to be it's a workshop. You're going to be sitting with people from your city at that workshop. We're not going to sit, you guys, if you're from New York, you're not going to be sitting with people from Florida. If you're from Florida, you're not going to be sitting with people from Los Angeles, guys. We're going to shake up the room and we're going to get you guys sitting with people in your demographical area. And we're going to work with you guys in your area to work with your projects at the workshop. It's going to be all hands on. In the morning, we're going to be working on residential. Then at lunch, we're going to take a lunch. Lunch is on me. I'm going to feed you guys a healthy lunch, guys, provided you guys are gold members. If you guys are silver members, the executive members, you guys don't get lunch on me, but I tell you guys, just go gold. Because it's a couple $100 more, just go gold. It's $597 to go gold. And you guys get lunch with the entire group, guys. And then we go in, guys, and then in the afternoon, it's all multifamily. And then the second day, we mix dirt to dollars, the ground up summit, and we mix that with our millionaire workshop, and we teach you guys how to compound this, guys, and how to scale this. And then we really teach you the trigger points on Sunday. Sunday all day is trigger points, guys, all day long. Okay. So understand, guys, you guys get 2 intensive days, and I'm your only speaker, by the way. I'm not going to bring in a bunch of bullshit speakers, guys, to motivate you guys. You guys do not need motivation, guys. You guys need information, and you guys need information that's going to put you guys in a position to go out and crush profits in your area. So I strategically put these little workshops together with 350 maximum attendees to be able to help you guys move the needle, guys. Okay. Now, this is option 1. Some of you guys are sitting here today and going, Jerome, we're really going to wait till December to get started? No. For option number 2, guys, you guys have the opportunity. Now, look, guys, for option 1, really quick here, you guys should have gotten a link in your phone, okay, before I move into option 2. You guys should have gotten a link in your phone that if you click that link, it'll allow you to get registered for the workshop. Okay, now, if you didn't get that link, guys, you can scan this QR code. Okay, now tickets are limited today, guys. I only can allow today, I can only allow 30 tickets today, guys, because we're still a few months away, 3 months away from being able to, for the workshop on December 5th and 6th. So I need to be able to have some available as we actually get a little closer to the event. So I'm limiting it to 30 tickets today. They'll all go today, probably, but before the end of this training. So if you're sitting back, you don't need to talk to your spouse or your wife. Just get the tickets, guys, and make it a point to get yourself there. Okay. And you can get a +1 ticket for your spouse for an extra $200, guys, $200 for a +1. Okay. Now, when you guys come in and you guys do this, understand, guys, that if you guys, Rick said that a couple people didn't get the link, you guys scan the QR code, guys. And if you didn't get that and you guys just want my team to call you and you don't have the ability to scan the QR code, you can drop your phone number in the chat right now and my team will call you and we'll help you with tickets, guys. Okay. Rick's saying there's a few people that can't scan the QR code. Okay. Yeah, just drop your phone number in the chat right now. Drop your phone number in the chat right now, and my team will call you guys. But it is going to be first come, first serve. Okay. Now, you guys ready to look at number 2, at option number 2, guys, to get started? How many of you guys are getting ready to get started right now? Want to be able to go to the actual workshop, guys, with your own project to be able to work on? How many of you guys would love to go to the workshop in December with your own project and have your own project already coming out of the ground between now and December? How many of you guys would love to be able to get started building multifamily right now, guys? How many of you guys like to start sourcing land with me and come into one of our weekly calls? Even this afternoon, we have one of our weekly calls this afternoon. Look, here's the thing, guys. You guys can come in, and option 2, guys, is what over 3,600 people have done nationwide, guys. Thousands of people building now nationwide. Thousands. We're building in over 222 metro cities nationwide right now, guys. We have builds literally going up across America right now through our community. It is badass. Excuse my language, guys. It is one of the most gratifying things to know that any city I fly into, any city across the United States that I fly into, any city, guys, there's somebody building in my community. And it is a cool feeling. And they're begging for our attention. They're like, hey, come to my build, Jerome, come to my build. You got to see what I'm doing. They're proud of it, guys. And what's cool is that we're changing their lives and what they're doing, you know, their families, everything, guys, everything. And it's just, and it's super cool. My son has seen it. My son is working with me when he has an opportunity. He's so darn busy. But my son's like, wow, Dad, it's cool. Like, we go into these cities, and he goes, and everybody, they're just building, because my son's building now too. He's getting ready to take his first build out of the ground when seasons is over in January, but we're setting up all his LLC documents. In fact, I have it, his LLC documents in that cabinet right behind me. And guys, you have to put yourself in a position to start getting these builds today, guys. And here's what's cool, guys, is I put a curriculum together that'll teach you guys how, but you guys get me in your back pocket, guys, just like Terrence. He's like, Jerome's there with me every step of the way. Jerome's there with me at every step that going through, because these guys have access to me one afternoon every single week that I dedicate 2 hours to you guys. Typically takes 3 or 4 hours a week, and I dedicate my afternoon and my early evening to you guys once a week. And it just so happens that tonight is that day that we do our weekly calls, and I host them, guys. I don't bring a protege in to do it for me. I host those calls, and then I put a curriculum together that's step by step. It teaches you everything you need to step by step on how to build multifamily and how to go in and build single family homes and multifamily step by step, guys. Every single part of the process. And you have a community support as well. guys. So option 2 is done with you, guys. How many of you guys would love to build with me? And you keep 100% of the profit. I don't keep your profit. You keep your profit. Because think about it this way. You guys go in, and if the average person is going in netting a cash out refi of $200,000 to $300,000, and they're holding equity in this thing of $650,000, and these things are taking 9 to 12 months to build. Imagine where you're going to be in 12 months from now, and you pay no taxes, guys. So think about it this way, guys. If you build one and you're able to cash out $200,000, and you're able to take a $2 million tax write-off, and you cash flow of $44,000 at $44,000 per year, how many of you guys are going to stop building? Or are you guys going to build more? How many of you guys would build some single-family homes on the side if you knew you were going to make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 on single-family homes on the side while you're building multifamily? And I'll help you with either or and both. Learn the banking trigger points, guys. And if you learn the banking trigger points, it doesn't matter what your credit is like. We'll help you fix your credit. It doesn't matter what your cash flow is like. That is not an overcoming issue. We can help you get financing, but you have to learn the banking trigger points. Help me help you by getting trained, guys. And the more you get trained, the easier it is for me to help push you forward, because you're one build away, guys. And you have to think about this. Where will you be in just the next 12 weeks? Through private weekly coaching and unlimited community support, if you get started today, guys, today. Yes, there's an investment, guys, and you have to be part of option number 2. You have to be a part of the second category, guys. Somebody that's willing to invest in themselves. I'm not going to do it for free. Guys, if you guys don't believe you guys are worth investing in, why should I invest my time into you guys? You guys are going to go out there and crush 6-figure profits. You guys are going to go out there and have millions of dollars in asset holdings, and I'm going to help you guys do it, guys. And what's cool is once you guys come into our community, you're a part of our community forever. I'll never be in your back pocket. I don't care. I don't need it. I don't need any of your any type of your capital. You guys keep 100% of your profit. You guys do it. Because at some point in time, you guys are going to go from building an 8-unit, 10-unit, 12-unit to wanting to build a 50-unit. And the bank's not going to allow you to until you invest and you guys become a limited partner into a larger asset, because you have to resume into those. And when you guys do that, that's where it benefits me. And that's what I get out of it long term, guys, is that you guys will become investors in my larger projects, stuff like this larger one that I have right here. And it's those type of projects you guys will earn on as well. And it'll help you guys resume into that stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys want to really accelerate this, guys, I'm going to be onboarding 8 people today and 8 people only, guys. And my team that's on here right now, they're going to help you guys onboard. But you have to be somebody that's ready to move forward. You have to be somebody that's sitting back going, Jerome, I've got to do this. Like I have to put myself in a position. My family can't afford for me not to do this. If you're sitting back right now and you're going, look, Jerome, I've got to start pushing forward on multifamily. I've got to start pushing forward on single family builds. And I've just got to start going ground up. And I understand that you're going to help me do it, guys. Look, you have to understand the benefits of being able to come in and do this, guys, because through my leadership, guys, you guys are going to get me on coaching calls. You guys are going to have access to all of our advanced training material to be able to help you guys, but you guys got to get started on it. And you guys got to get started helping me help you today. Okay. You guys are going to get the entire document library of everything that we do, all my spreadsheets, guys, to be able to hit the trigger points. I didn't build these spreadsheets for you guys, by the way. I built these for me. When I built these, guys, this is what I ran my business off of for the last 30 years. And I'm giving you all my spreadsheets that I built for my business. You guys can white label them. They're blank up top right now. You guys can put your logos on them. Mine have my logos on them. So when you go in, you have your logos up on top and you look like a real professional starting and moving into this, guys. You guys get our email, our concierge program with my customer support team, Sabrina and my back office team, and Rick and Steven and with Josh and Angel and Philip and the whole team, guys, is going to go in there and help you crush it, guys. The whole team is going to help you guys go in there and crush it. And so you have to put yourself in a position to be able to take advantage of that. Okay. Now, you got a link to schedule a call with my team. But what I recommend, guys, is schedule a call, yes, but drop your phone number also in the chat right now. And put yourself in a position where my team gets on the phone with you right now, where we can custom tailor something to help you get started today, guys. And what I'm going to do with the 8 of you guys that come in and start moving forward today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to host a call this afternoon. You're going to be on that call this afternoon, and I'm going to help you guys hyperpace it. The call is going to be at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time this afternoon. I'm going to take care of all of this stuff before I leave to California for nationals with my daughter, guys. So I have a busy day today. I still have projects that I have to go attain to. I got some banking I got to do, and we got our Cibola Loop project that we're trying to pull out of the ground here now in August that I got to go take care of today. And so I got a busy day, guys. So make sure that if you guys are ready to get started, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to put your phone number in the actual chat right now, and my team will call you. Yes, there's an investment. Yes, you're going to be able, yes, you're going to have to commit. Guys, if you don't commit today, you're not going to be one of my 8. For me to take you under my wing and for you to get started with me this afternoon, you have to invest in yourself today with my team, guys. And so if you want to schedule a call for tomorrow, you can scan that QR code. You can scan that QR code and schedule a call. But for those of you guys that are serious and really want to get pushing forward today, and you're sitting back going, Jerome, I got to get started working with you today, drop your phone number in the chat right now, guys. My team will get you on the phone and will help you start pushing forward. Rick just texted me. He's like, hey, Jerome, they want to know what type of guarantee that they're getting. And let me tell you guys something about guarantees, guys. I won't give you a money back guarantee. But what I will give you guys is I'll guarantee you this, ladies and gentlemen. I won't ever quit on you as long as you don't quit on yourself. I will guarantee you, I will work with you until you find a profitable and successful build. And I won't stop working with you until you take a build out of the ground. Until you put yourself in a position that you can profit from a build, guys, I won't give up on you. And that's why I give you lifetime access to my community, because we don't make a living teaching you how to build. We make a living taking stuff out of the ground. It's more important for me to see you take stuff out of the ground, because at some point in time, you're going to land up being an investor in one of my larger projects, and you're going to land up getting paid returns as an investor, but you're also going to be a limited partner working directly with me on a project. Just like Mark, one of my close buddies that's an oral hygienist guy, an oral surgeon, guys, he now is a partner in one of our projects after Saturday, and he's coming in, guys, and he's starting to build. He goes, Jerome, I want to build some houses now that I'm retiring. I'm going from working 4 days a week down to 2 days a week this year. And he goes, with those 3 extra days a week that I have, he goes, I want to start building. And he goes, but I want to get into multifamily, because he's making $1 million a year already. And I told him, Mark, you need to come in and just invest in one of my builds then. And I said, come in and own a piece of one of them. And so on Saturday, he said yes. He's coming in on my Inca project with us. And I said, and the same thing with you guys. You guys will have a fortunate opportunity to be the first people to be able to partner with me on larger builds and institutional builds. And the only way I'm going to get you there is to get you your own builds coming out of the ground successfully. For a lot of you guys, you're sitting back and you're going, Jerome, I know that I need this for my family, and I know I have to do this, but how, Jerome? How? The how is in the community, guys. You have to commit to being a part of the community and going to the training, guys. If you're part of the community, you have to go to the training in LA on December 5th and 6th, guys. And I promise you that I will never give up on you. Guys, if you guys know me, I'm a wrestler, guys. I wrestled Division I wrestling all the way through college. And I'll tell you guys, I wrestled since I was 5 years old. And if you understand the grit of a wrestler, the difference between the winner and losers is who's more mentally prepared up here. Wrestlers don't quit, guys. And I promise you guys, if you guys look at in my track record and everything we do, I'm an SOB through and through, man. People think I was military. I wasn't military, guys. I just won't quit. I won't quit on myself. I won't quit on my family, and I'll never quit on you. The only thing I tell you guys, and I guarantee you guys that you'll get a build coming out of the ground if you never quit on yourself. The only way that you'll come in here and fail is if you quit on you. But I will never quit on you. You want my personal commitment, guys? I will be behind you all the way, provided you never quit on yourself. And if you never quit on yourself, I'll never quit on you either. Now, drop your phone number in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Get with my team right now, and let's start an incredible journey so that I have your testimonial up in 5 months from now, 6 months from now, 8 months from now, and I'm showing your face, your testimonial in just a few months from now, saying, "Hey, I was a single mom. Hey, I was a stay-at-home mom. Hey, I was a retired colonel in the army. Hey, I was working as an electrician, and now I'm building my own assets. Hey, I was working as a framer, and now I'm building my own assets. Hey, I was a doctor or a physician married to the hospital, and now I'm able to cut my days down, and I'm able to go out and do something fun that I enjoy that's actually helping me set up my future." And if that's you, ladies and gentlemen, you want more fat time with your kids, and you want to be able to put your kids in the sports that they want to be in and be able to travel with them. And if you want to be able to go in, and maybe it's not about getting wealthy, maybe it's just about paying off your mortgage and your car payments so you can spend more time with your kids and you don't have the stress and burden of finances on your back. Maybe that's what it's about. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, scan that QR code and put yourself in a position to be able to schedule a call with my team. Get your phone number in that chat right now, and let's open it up for a little bit of Q&A, okay? We're 2 hours into this right now, guys. I promise to keep it at 2 hours. Rick, you want me to handle 1 or 2 questions on this?
Yeah, let's take a look and see what we got here. All right. So most of the questions were coming in on the front end of the call here. Good job for everybody that's putting in your numbers. Our team is actively reaching out to you all, and we'll make sure we get you taken care of. Excited to bring everybody aboard. Excited for you folks that are signed up for Orange County. We'll look forward to taking care of you there.
Susan, welcome to Orange County. Nicholas, welcome to Orange County. Raymond Montego, welcome to Orange County. Jesus and Maria, welcome to Orange County. Husband and wife couple going to Orange County. Jason Mitchell, welcome to Orange County. I hope I don't mispronunciate this. Anwata, welcome to Orange County. I think I butchered that. I'm sorry, Anwata. Welcome to Orange County. Melissa, welcome to Orange County.
All right. James Levine.
Go ahead.
James Levine.
So I'm pretty keen to get rolling with the mentorship if possible, and I think I can get rolling. Yeah, I'm going to have to be creative to do that. And one of the things that I looked at is I think I can get rolling by getting a piece of property under contract that's not on the market right now, and it could be one of the best parcels in the county, at least for a single family residence luxury type of thing. I'm wondering if it's possible to either partner with someone in this community or to flip it to someone, as kind of a bird dog thing. And if you guys can help facilitate that. The location is prime, it's private, it has a small pond, it's really gorgeous.
What major city are you by?
What city? Well, it's in Nevada City, California.
California. Okay. So the answer is yes. Okay, cool. So the answer is yes and yes, but okay, yes and yes, but okay. So let me explain the but to you. So the biggest thing is, one, in order to partner with somebody in our community, you got to be in the community, and we won't allow you until you go through all your content. It takes 12 weeks. So, and the reason why is because it's the same thing that I tell you. It's a beautiful property, but is that beautiful property profitable, right? Like, does that property print money? And we want to make sure that we look at that property with you. So part of being part of the community is I won't let you take down a property until we know that there's money there to be made. If the property doesn't print money, we're not taking it down. I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let anybody. I'm going to tell you no, and I'm going to tell you why. And you have to be open-minded enough to say, hey, Jerome, I trust you. Because the most gullible students are the most successful ones, because they trust my leadership. And because I won't build on anything until I have affirmation that it's profitable. So I want to make sure that, one, it's profitable. How are you going to get it there to show me that it's profitable? I'm going to make make you do the legwork through my leadership, but it's going to take you a few weeks to be able to do it. Now, if it's something that we need to tie up with some due diligence period because there's a time frame variable, we'll work with you on that. We'll help you with that. So that way you don't lose the opportunity to take advantage of it, but we're not going to commit to it entirely. We'll control the land, but we're not going to commit to it until we actually work through the process so that we can back into the numbers successfully and we know it's viable. And then once we know it's viable, I need to know that you have the understanding of how all of our builds work, just like the rest of our community. Then once you go through our curriculum as we're working through the entitlement process, through our leadership, then you're going to be presenting this weekly in our weekly calls as we're going through it. Maybe you might not be presented every week. You might have 2-3 weeks worth of work, then you present the next phase. Then you might have 2 weeks worth of work, then you present the next phase. There's investors right in our call that'll never build. There's people like Tracy, and there's people like Harold, and there's people like Tony, and these guys that they'll never build. They're just investors in our community, and that's why they're there to cherry pick deals, and then there's other community members that are also contractors and builders that'll come in and they'll be like, hey, that's in my area, I'll build it for you. We got like Rich Main doing that right now. I got Bruno doing that right now. I have Joe and his wife Carla doing that in Salt Lake City right now. So we have these people in different areas that are doing it with other that are partnering with other people in our community to help them, but we're very conscientious and cautious of how and what they partner in and with, right? Because we don't want you guys in bad partnerships. We want to know they're successful through and through. So the answer is yes, but ... with those variables. So allow us the opportunity to lead you there and make sure that we know it's profitable. And then yes, we'll allow you to partner with people in the community, provided it checks all boxes and we know you guys are going to make some money and it's not a high risk project. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's great, but it's a bit of a catch-22 because I don't have the 10K right now. So that's part of what, the strategy to come up with it.
Just get with my team. They'll work with you, bro. They'll work with you. Just get with my team. We'll work with you. If you don't have, all of it right now, and they'll work with you. For those people that are coming in today, P.S. by the way, guys, for those of you guys that come in today that make a commitment today, I love people that are decision makers that are like, you know what, I'm going to get this shit done and I'm going to do it right now today. My team will incentivize you guys, and they'll even work with you guys, and they'll knock down that 10K down to either 8,000 or 9,000, depending. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. They'll work with you though. If you're a decision maker, but it's only today because I love people that make quick decisions that know like when they're in a position like mentally where they're like, shit, I got to get this shit done and I got to do this. It's just it's not a matter of whether I'm going to do this or not. It's just a matter of how to get started. We'll work with you guys. Just get with my team. They'll work with you guys and they'll incentivize you to help you get started. You just have to get on the phone with them and you got to put yourself in a position where you're communicating your variables with them so my team can help you. Okay. Now they're busy onboarding right now. Did you drop your phone number in the chat already?
Yeah. I'm already communicating with Angel right now. So.
Okay, cool. Angel's great. Angel's building up in Tampa. He's great. He just finished a ministry workshop with his youth group that he runs this weekend. So we're excited to have Angel back in the office with us today. He's a good dude, great guy, and Angel's killing it right now too. So you're in good hands with Angel. But nonetheless, just get on the phone with him. Angel will work with you, bro. Angel will work with you.
Thanks
okay. So it doesn't matter if you. Working with Blake or Philip or Josh or Angel or Steven or Rick. These guys are all good guys. And one thing, guys, all these names across here, guys, these guys are all building too. Just P.S. by the way, one of the requirements in working with us, the only two that are not building yet are Philip and Blake because they're newer with us, but we're working on helping them build. Those guys are on their way to start building. All these other guys are building, guys, and these guys are all professionals. And they're not. So these guys are here just like you guys. They all started, like Steven came to one of our trainings in Irvine, California in 2019. And he's been with our community. He's a retired white collar professional, guys. Angel, he worked as a white collar investigator for the feds for his entire career, retired, came in. He's working with us now. Angel owned his own company and crushed it. He's in here working with us. He's also building. Josh owns a flag football league down in Texas. And he also owns an insurance company. And he's here building houses over New Braunfels, Texas now. He has his first build coming out of the ground. And he's working with us, guys. We got Philip. As a professional, he's been in business and sales the vast majority of his career. Blake is a young man that has been mentored well in sales and business, and he's under our leadership now, young professional, and he's crushing it. And we got Rick. Rick doesn't need to be here, guys. He ran his own successful company that was making 7 and 8 figures for decades, and had a change in life a few years ago, and came in, sold his companies, and now he's just working with us. His wife owns an all-state agency in Chicago, and they're building and doing retail development and doing stuff. So you're under great leadership with these guys. Rick, go ahead. I'll take another question.
All right. So the next one coming in is this is coming in from Cynthia Sanchez. Is there a way to use private funding, or the bank's your only source?
No, guys, the bank is only one source, guys. You're going to want to create these trigger points no matter what you're doing, though. So even though the bank is a big source, and you are going to want institutional money, you have to learn the institutional side of stuff. People will come in and partner with private money lenders sometimes. In fact, we've had students come in private with private money lenders that they've given 50% of their project to a private money lender, and given 50% of their profit to them on their very first build and even their second build, to get in with private money lenders. We'll teach you guys how to do that and do it successfully. Most people will be like, I'm not going to give 50%. I have to do all the work. Yes, but they'll give you the bandwidth to get in. And if you come in and you make a few $100,000 on your very first build, who cares if you give up your first 50% on your first or second build? If we get you resumed in. But we have all the affiliates, guys. I got everything for you. When you're a part of our community, I got the bridge lenders, I got the hard money lenders, I got the mezzanine lenders, we got the pref equity lenders, we got private money, and we got all the institutional lenders as well. Now, we're not going to do it all for you. I'm going to give you the tools and resources. I'm not going to fish for you and cast your line out there. I'm going to do it with you, and I'm going to show you how to do it and teach you how to fish. So that way you learn long-term how to do it. Just like my camera guy, Alec, he's building a house. I'm not building the house for him. I'll give him reminders. I'll be like, hey, bro, you need to do this, and this. But he has to execute. He screwed up on a door the other day, and he didn't get it done right. It cost him like $1,800. But I'm not feeling sorry for him. He's still going to make like $280,000 net profit on his first build. But he's making dumb mistakes, but he's learning it. He's doing it. And you will too. And so, yes, with the lenders and stuff, guys, yes, you can use private money. Yes, you can use hard money. We use everything, and I'll teach you all of those sectors. I don't have time to teach you all of it in an hour and a half training. So you're going to learn all that. That's part of being a part of the community, is deep diving into that stuff weekly with me, and using different variables. And we use your guys' projects. I don't do them as like simple theoretical examples. In our community, I'm doing examples with your projects. I'm showing stuff with your projects. That's your guys' time when you're a part of our community. So we take real builds, and that's what's cool. Like this afternoon, you're going to see real builds coming out of the ground when you're a part of our community. Those people that are blessed enough to onboard and be a part of our community, that are dropping their phone numbers in the chat right now, and that are coming in and onboarding with our community this afternoon, when they jump in this call, they're going to sit back and you're going to be wowed. You will be wowed. You'll be like, holy shit, there's really people friggin' building in here. And I'm like, yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of them building, hundreds of them going on right now, guys. And you're going to see that in the group today. You're going to sit back and you'll be like, oh my God, I got to be one of these guys. And it's going to motivate you guys. It's going to empower you today. So those of you guys that are coming in, you're going to be empowered this afternoon. You're going to be like, holy shit, this is real. And I'm like, yeah, it's real. And you're going to sit back and you're going to have an epiphany. You'll be like, oh my God, you're going to get giddy and excited, because you're going to sit back and go, damn, I'm one of them. And yes, you are one of them. So for those of you guys that are dropping your phone numbers in the chat, and you guys are coming in and you're like getting started, yes, you are one of them. And yes, you will be building. And yes, there's a ton of real builds coming out of the ground in our community every single day. And one of them needs to be yours, period. Okay. One last question, Rick.
All right. Let's go with Esme Peralta. Is raising capital and funding with a 506B and 506C strategies and regulations a thing we should be doing?
Yes, but not right away, guys. Not right away. And maybe right away, but not right away like today, right away, right? And what she's asking is is she should be raising capital through private placement memorandums through the SEC and doing capital raises and syndicating. And yes, you should know how to syndicate, and I teach you guys how to do it successfully and how to do it right. I teach you guys how to do. There's different ways under different circumstances. Whether you do a 506B, 506C, if you're doing a Class A. I'm not going to go over all that stuff today, guys, but there's different reasons and ways to do it, and even how to write. We'll even teach you guys how to do your pitch decks, your private placement memorandums, and how to do your offerings so that way you guys structure them correctly and you guys back into them correctly for you and your investors, because you're the last one to get paid. Once you start bringing in private money and you start syndicating, you're the last one to get paid. The banks get paid first, your investors get paid second, you get paid last. Okay. And that's fine. But you have to know that you're going to make a profit. Okay. Because then, if you're making a profit, you know that your investors are making a profit and the banks are getting their money back, putting you at very little to no risk at all. Okay. But you got to know that stuff. You have to know how to do that stuff correctly. You have to know how to build waterfalls. There's a lot to that, right? When you're taking people's money, there's a lot more to that. So yes, we'll do, I recommend, instead of doing big, private placement memorandums and big syndication offerings, do promissory notes on small stuff in the beginning, and we'll teach you guys how to do promissory notes with small private investors to get started. Instead of getting involved in the big SEC stuff, like, why not come in, do some of these things are life-changing, even the 8-unit, 10-unit, 12-unit stuff. Come in and do and put yourself in a position where you're doing some of the smaller stuff first that are extremely profitable, and do it where you're doing promissory notes instead of full-on blown syndications. There's a time and place for that, but that's where a lot of people got themselves in trouble just over the last 3 years. So what I tell people is, yes, let's get there and let's go there as an option, but don't just dive into syndicating, especially in today's day and age, because private money is expensive right now. So I'm going to teach you a more cost-effective way to do it first, and then syndication is a back-end strategy that we utilize in today's market. Guys, you guys got to know how the market's evolving, right? You got to know how the market's evolving, because if you don't and you take too much syndication money, you could kill your project and you don't land up making any money.